it's the same cost as vinyl flooring.
That's my thought. Who wakes up and says, I want to be a town council?
Somebody who's really interested in municipal stuff. Who wants to be a selectman or
Stupid people like us.
And quieter.
Really
Well, I can
stupid
see the
people
difference
like
in the
us.
school because it's
I
just a
really
one
like
car.
it.
It was just a lot calmer in that wing of the
There may have
building
been a few
than everywhere
mistakes
else.
here and there, but some of them were town mistakes.
It's worth mentioning.
So, But this guy, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right over here is.
They usually put it- What do you guys want? Just in the middle. Sorry guys, sorry about that.
Go through your drawings.
I did, I left them out for the guys, you know, they see that, not that it's gonna buy into anything, but,
It's good for morale.
yeah, it really is. I wanted to go and redraw it, make my office bigger, but we're not gonna go there.
We
That's
recording?
okay. He sent me his changes. He's got a basement in it. You want your office big?
And an outdoor pizza maker?
I'll be happy
the other?
with the Sally Port.
Alrighty, when you guys are.
All right, John, thank you. Give me the signal and we're good to go. Okay.
How are you?
Good evening, welcome to the Plympton Public Safety Building Committee meeting. This meeting is being recorded for cablecast and YouTube presentation by Area 58 Community Access Media. The video of this meeting is not to be considered an official public record. Okay, so for business, we have some minutes. Has everyone had time to read them, or shall we put them off to next week?
Whatever you want to do is fine.
Yeah, no,
Most fantastic minutes I've ever read.
All right, motion to accept the minutes.
I must say that it was short and succinct, and that must have been why.
motion to accept
As written.
as written.
And we have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Well,
Okay.
you weren't here, Dan, so we had a lot more time. There was a lot of less yapping.
Minute into the meeting and he's already started?
So we also have a
It's in
an
the
invoice
contract.
here.
Abuse the OPM.
Well, here's a good way to get some abuse in. We have an invoice. Here you go.
From P3.
I love that kid.
P3, yes.
So I take it you
Probably
haven't
gonna be
approved
right.
that?
Huh?
You haven't looked at it and approved that invoice yet? Maybe we should wait till
I
next
can't
time.
approve my own invoices. It's the one invoice I can't approve.
So it's
If I do that, I'll go to jail.
$8,800 on construction documents. Anybody want to look at it? Doesn't really say much except that.
Is that like 70%? Something like that?
Probably it should be 100.
No, there's 8,900 left, so it's 80%.
80%. Wow, he's slacking. I'm gonna have to have a chat with him.
All right? Motion to agree to release the contract for payment.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you. May all ignore this.
Well, you know how it is at town meeting. If you're really loud, sometimes we can confuse the moderator.
All right, so that's fine. Planning board update. Either one of you, both of you?
We're through the planning board. We had a pretty informative meeting. They, like yourselves, wish for a driveway out to Route 58 and wider, safer access in the back. We gave them the same thing that we all agree is that, money, if we can do it, we're gonna do it. If not, we're gonna design it. And if we can't even design it, then I don't know what to tell you, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to. Today, the drawings are supposed to be available on Project Dog. They are not. The designer sent an email last night in total panic mode that he hadn't finished correlating the specs. The specs are done, but they're not correlating all the pages line up, the numbers line up. So they were working on that today. We're going to upload it because they can't. We're going to upload it tomorrow. Rob's going to be uploading it, so it should be available around noon time tomorrow. And we made some changes to it. We gave them a list of things that we want to change, certain details changed, certain connections, certain things like that to make it an easier bid, an easier build, things like that. And Rob gave me a list of 3 or 4 things that you guys were concerned about, so I wanted to go through those four items that I have. The first one was the trees, because we talked about possibly doing the trees beforehand. Because we can't stump it and remove the stumps, the savings is not as great as you'd think it would be, so we left it in. So we thought it would be better to just leave it in, and maybe it could be a negotiating thing in the event that the bid's over, but not over by that much. So we left it in as in the contract documents.
Is that something that's because we went to a pit and for drainage instead of an underground storage tank, we have more clearing?
We have more clearing to do, and, you know, it would cost us more, it would cost us probably the same, we figured it would cost the same to send the surveyor out to do the perimeter, since they already have to do that anyway for the grading. We're kind of like spending money twice. So the money you would have saved by bidding it out would probably be lost with the surveyor for the day or two. So we left it, we chose to leave it in. The windows are vinyl windows that are currently in the specifications. Rob seemed to think that was a problem.
I think the concern was what quality the vinyl windows would be. Is there a particular product line that they're referencing, you know, an Anderson or a Pella line that they're?
Spectrum.
It's not like Joe's that you get online or up the street. It should be Pella, Anderson, or and it has to meet the specifications of the wind loads for your zone. And believe it or not, you're not next to the ocean, so you're not in the 400 series, but you are in the 300 series, so they shouldn't be, they're not going to be crappy, but they're going to be fine.
Yeah, no, that's,
Okay?
I know some pretty vinyl
The
windows.
second item was the siding. We did list the composite siding that we talked about from Athol. We also are listing Hardy Plank and an alternate to Hardy Plank, so those are the 3 that we're going to list. So if somebody doesn't want to deal with the composite, then we're going to get Hardy Plank. Right? And it's pre-finished. Right?
I think that's fine from what our concerns were. Our concerns were that vinyl would be an option, you know, just regular vinyl siding.
No, there's no vinyl.
So-
We said no to vinyl
So
siding.
that's,
That was something you said to me 2
Oh, I know.
meetings ago. So I want to let you know.
You heard that.
I heard it. Okay. The windows, if it's okay, but no on vinyl. So, the other item that we had, we talked about was,
flooring.
flooring. Vinyl tile for the flooring versus carpet for the flooring. We have vinyl tile in there for a reason, because it's inexpensive. It lasts 10 to 15 years, and it's usually what you see in a institutional building, which a police station's institutional. We certainly can, if there's something that can be changed that on the spot relatively inexpensively, it will be carpet, depending on what carpet is picked at the time. But right now, for the bid, it is vinyl.
We were not thinking of, you know, shag wall to wall. It's a.
No, but there's
it's a
about
use-
70 different types of
Yeah.
carpet and colors, and, you know,
They just put some down.
it's a filed sub bidder, and I know we'll get a good price for the vinyl tile, and then we'll be able to negotiate if that's not something you want.
Yeah.
You have to have something that everyone can fairly bid.
The reason we brought it up was that, well, first of all, we've had issues both here and at the school with, both here and at the school with the tiles coming up. And they're actually moving, they just did a corridor at the school in this carpet product that they've used over in Kingston for 3 years now, and it's a tile carpet.
I know it's
Yeah.
called copper tile.
Yeah.
It's also 3 times the cost of vinyl tile. And some of it has...
That's not what they've paid, so.
Well, I'd like to see the copper tile because it's not a good quality copper tile. And I'd like to see it after 2 or 3 years.
Well, they're using this, they've used it for 3 years now in Kingston, and it looks in the Kingston Elementary. That's the only, I'm bringing it up because I was just told that, the chief actually went up and saw it, I guess,
Did you?
today.
Yeah, they-
I have what it is, and I can send that to you.
Send it to me. We'll put it in as an addenda if you want me to.
Yeah, it's just, I bring it up because we had a long discussion at the school about the issues they're having there with the tiles that they have every winter that they start
Well,
coming up. and-
let me explain to you how the tiles work, okay? So, in the old days, when you were young, we used asbestos glue, and the stuff stayed forever, and the tile themselves had asbestos fibers in them, and you'd get 50 years out of the tiles. 50, all right? Well, you can't do that anymore. You can't even put VOCs in the glue. So the glues are all water-based, all right?
Yeah.
Works wonderfully when you have a nice dry slab. The Kingston Elementary School, I don't know when it was built, I don't know what its sub-slab is, I don't know whether they're getting moisture migration through because they're
They may,
dehumidifying.
this was built in 2003.
All right, they probably,
This is Dennett that has the issue.
you know,
Yeah.
they probably have a problem with moisture coming through the slab, you know. We're not gonna have that. In the specifications for the tile, the slab has to have them pass a moisture test before they can lay it. All right, so most contractors don't even fight that battle, and they put an additive in the concrete to prevent the water from being able to seep up. Because they know they'll be stuck sitting waiting forever to get to the threshold for the humidity. If it's not the humidity reacting with the water-based glue, it'll last for 10 years. You know, it'll start wearing in 10 years. It's not gonna curl, it's not gonna pop up, you're not gonna have problems with it. It's just gonna be a no wear and tear. I walked down, no, I think
Further
it's,
down.
yeah, it's further down. You can see it starting to pop and move and twist and crack. That's the substrate, it's not the tile. The tile's fine up here. It's probably
Up here, it's been redone, they've had done work on it 3 times since I've been in town.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's less than 10 years. All right, but it's coming up down there.
Yeah.
So it's our job as OPM to make sure that that substrate's correct for the tile to go down. I will look into copper tile immediately, upon leaving here, and see if we can't put it in, as an add alternate for unit cost for copper tile, and you can give me the name of the carpet you want, or something similar.
Yeah, I have the invoice that the principal had, so.
Yeah, so what I'll do is we'll put what's called a unit price in there, and if we choose to do 5 rooms, we add up the square footage, multiplied by the unit price, that's what it's gonna be. But the base bid's gonna be vinyl, okay?
That's fine.
All right.
Can I ask a question? For you, Madam Chairperson.
I'm supposed to go over where every time I talk.
What are we looking at? Where do we need the bids to come in at to pull this project off? You know that we've got costs already, P3 and the architecture. Where do the bids?
Really, it's gonna depend on, it's gonna depend on a couple of factors, but I'd say somewhere between 2.3 and 2.45.
Last would be nice.
Huh?
Last would be nice.
I'm hoping it comes in around 2.1, to be honest with you.
That would be awesome.
Because then we can stop,
We'd be
we
dancing
can
then.
stop and decide what our priorities are. I mean, we make it to the point where we have a bid, we're ready to go, and we ate his furniture, and then you guys have a political problem for furniture. You have to decide, you execute the contract, go forward, build this thing. We're not. Those are the type of decisions that may be coming at us on February 7th.
Rob seemed to indicate last week it's probably a favorable time of year to go out to bid.
Yeah, a lot of contractors want to establish their backlog right now, because they have none, so they have, you know, they have bonding requirements, so they want to get jobs that have backlog for their bonding requirements. I think we're gonna have no trouble getting the bids. You know, I fear two things, I've said it from day one, you know what the two things are? HVAC and electricity. That's it. Those two things are my only fear on this job. Everything else is as simplistic as we can get. Right?
The windows, what are we talking about? What series windows are we talking?
300.
Why 300s?
Well, if you don't need 400, you're not on the ocean.
We're in, Plympton's within the 110 zone.
You sure? Someone
Positive.
told me it wasn't. I'm gonna look that
It
up.
is.
Well, it depends on, is the way the code's written say that if any portion of the town is in the 110 zone, that the whole town is?
Pretty much.
Because this
I
site
didn't
may be
think so.
further than the threshold from
I didn't
the,
think so. I didn't think we were in the 110. But I'll look that up and
The
make sure it's
best my
correct.
knowledge it is, because we talked about it a lot. And there's a big difference in the price of the windows.
Yeah, because
And as far as roofing, Red, the building commission is always telling the roofers we're within the 110 zone. And it pretty much says the whole town that way.
well, we don't have to buy the windows that are wind rated, we just have to provide plywood that can be put up if the building inspector so chooses to force, which nobody's doing. Because it's coming out of the code in the next iteration. The fire departments can't get through the windows. They cut holes in the side of the house to vent it instead of breaking a window, because they can't break the windows. They've got hurricane rated.
400 series.
Not the 400, so the 400 series isn't really a wind load rating, it's just a quality rating. So you can get windows in the 100 series that are wind load appropriate. So, but, yeah, fire
I'll
department.
double check that and email you.
What kind of windows did they install in this building when they replaced the ones up in my office? Because they're,
Crappy ones.
Crappy.
yeah,
But they were better than the really crappy ones.
you're right.
There were the really crappy ones that were first proposed, and they did upgrade those, but they're not.
Really?
Yeah, they were worse ones. They were like, I was like $100 a window. I'm like, I don't know what that is,
Sounds like Joe Freak.
but there's no way that $100 a window is gonna be something you wanna have in here.
Joe was around.
So buy plastic.
Yeah.
This is not $100 a window.
Okay. Anything else?
Pray to your gods.
When are we opening?
All of them.
2 weeks.
I think we have
14th for
The
the sub.
14th.
file
28th.
submits on the 14th. I think we have a
28th.
walkthrough next Wednesday.
31st.
The 31st, we have a walkthrough. So I'm hoping that they can't find parking here, that we have that many people, but we'll probably get 6 or 8. And usually they're the subs. You think the general will want to see the site, but they usually peck around when no one's around.
So if there's anybody watching that's interested in bidding, they should go on the central register, they'll know that, or they should go
Yeah,
on.
they'll know, anyone that wants to bid it can go on the central registers. It's in the central register. And if they want to get documents, or they want to view the documents, projectdog.com, and it's Plympton Police Station.
We actually, I had somebody ask the town administrator's secretary, or the selectman's administrator, I'm sorry, the people who were doing the installation for this building,
Yeah.
or the doing this project.
Yes. But installation's not a file sub bid on this job, so it's not big enough for, it might be a sub-trade to the mechanical, to the electrical. But they will go to Project Dog to get the list of everyone who's taken documents so they can bid to those vendors. And those vendors have to list their sub-trades. So electric and HVAC will have a sub-sub for ductwork, a sub-sub for electric, a sub-sub for controls. Electric will have a sub-sub for low voltage. It's sub-sub for fire alarm. It's unbelievable.
Sounds like a bad Monty Python skit.
It's a bad deal. So,
They're all named Bob.
You know that we could, build this thing for under $1 million if you and I went out
Yeah.
and bought it. You realize that, right? This is not,
And there wouldn't be vinyl windows.
no, there'd be vinyl windows painted wood.
Wood grain.
That's it, that's all I have. When we did do the analysis about 6 weeks ago and showed you how we can get there cost-wise, we sacrificed our work, if you recall. We're willing to do that and find a way to get this done, I just want you to know that. But it's gonna put a little load onto the building department to spot check certain things. We'll make a list of things that we would normally look for.
They don't do any heavy lifting anyway.
Well, they sleep down there. The word on the street is they sleep.
Wait till you look for your next building permit. Sorry, we lost that paperwork, Mr. Moore.
They did.
Well, what we can't do, what we really should not do, if someone, wants to take up a role, we can discuss what that role is. But we're dealing with filed sub-bidders and general contractors that are professionals at gaming the system. And we cannot, I don't want you talking to them when we start construction. Period, end of story. Do not talk to them. All right? They're gonna try sucking him in every time they're out here. And they will say, well,
It's plausible.
Bob told me to reframe the whole attic, and here's the change order for it.
That's what we gotta be.
It's happened, so, I usually tell this, and usually every job, well, I've got one Yahoo on a building committee that sneaks in and talks to the subs, and it becomes a problem in a meeting, 2 meetings later. Yeah, we're ready to install the, extra water fountain in front of room B13. What are you talking about? Yeah, the guy on the building committee, he said to put the water fountain in at the building committee had talked to me. No. So we'll go through all that with them when the time comes, and we will come to all the construction meetings all the way through. I want to make sure this gets built. I'm gonna cry if this doesn't get built.
Along with the rest of us.
So when the file sub-bids come in, we're gonna have a general idea where we are, and we'll meet as soon as those are in.
So we want to do a
So
meeting,
you want to meet on the 14th?
because that is a Wednesday night.
Yep.
The bids are due the 14th?
Yeah.
How about we meet the 15th? I have
Thursday
to literally take the bids out of here, run into my office, set up tables, get the tables posted for the general contractors. And I want to get all that done before meeting with you guys.
14th is a Wednesday,
Yeah.
so the 15th will be a Thursday.
Can anybody change? Anybody have a problem with changing?
So, for either one,
Either one.
14th or 15th.
Let the record know, once we have a quitter on the team, we have a quitter going on vacation with his family
Is
instead.
that school vacation week?
It's coming up the next week.
The next week?
So you
Get on a Mickey
cheaper
Mouse
vacation.
boat.
I'm sure it ended up that way, but that was
Are
the
you
goal.
skiing or are you going Mickey Mouse boat?
No Mickey Mouse, but warmer climates.
Shows you.
Okay, so everybody can do a Thursday this
I can do that.
next
Yeah.
time?
Thank you for your advice.
Should we post a meeting for the 14th at 2:05, just in case?
No, because that's a site visit. You're not making any decisions. You're sitting there and observing.
Can we go?
Of course you can. What's going to happen is I'm going to separate the bids by trade, and then I'm going to open them one by one, and I'm going to read them aloud and make sure that they have the requisite things that they're required by law to have, which is a signature of non-collusion, a certificate of compliance with DCAM, an update certificate of compliance with DCAM. So they have one DCAM certificate that says they can bid on it, but they have to update it every time they put in a bid. and then, with their latest information. And then a bid bond is required, and I'm missing something, but it's on my chart. So we'll go through all of
We do
it.
it
Because when
here.
somebody, when somebody doesn't have one of those things, they're like vouch, so we want to see the bidder from. Because usually the low bidder sometimes rushes and forgets to check a box off.
That's a 14th at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Right? You'll know, this room will be filled with people. So I'll work that out with the town administrator, getting access, because I think they're going to her, and she just has to receive them and log them in. I didn't talk to her about it. She just has to write the time they came in.
I thought I heard Tara was receiving those,
No,
because she has a timestamp now.
no.
Well, they may do
You
that.
said Bridget. She's received them all.
They did talk about the timestamp, and they will work that out.
Okay.
They'll work that out. But this is an official bid, and the official bid goes there. All right, so I'll come here around 1:45, and then exactly at 2 o'clock on my iPhone, which is atomic time, we're done.
Atomic?
Atomic.
Atomic?
Neutrons, baby, neutrons. So ask Rocket Man. He's
that's
all
right.
into neutrons lately. All righty?
All right.
I hope you guys are excited. You guys look down. This is a milestone.
How long it's been?
When you're smiling on the 28th.
7,
I'm
8
excited.
years for
Until
me.
then.
I'll know. I'll know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're
This
smiling on the
committee's been
14th.
2.5 years in the
Right.
process.
We'll take a picture and email it to you.
Actually, that is, the 14th is going to be the,
So there's
14th is
one
the-
other thing, the Board of Selectmen, or the CPC committee is soliciting opinions of input from town committees, boards and commissions on a project that's under consideration for the Historical Society building. I don't think that's really within our purview. I'm going to comment on it personally, so I just want to let you know that it's out there.
How much money is CPC in?
600.
Can we use it for the entrance if we need it?
If we make it a historic entrance,
It will be. Very
Can't make it
nice
work.
historic.
It
point.
just-
I think we can justify making that pond in the back as open space.
Recreation, oh, open space? No.
Why not?
As well.
We'll deed it to Concom. Be creative.
That's a little too creative.
So the project at the Historic Society is window replacement, painting,
Well, window replacement
And restoration.
restoration, and then a paint restoration. So full
Exterior.
full exterior strip down.
yeah.
What about the wall that's falling out? What's going on like
Well, it's not moving, it's all right.
this? The exterior wall,
hi, Warren.
you know what that is?
What,
Did you see the
What's the
case
cost of
in
that?
Norwell?
What?
No.
Did you see the Norwell case on the sidewalks?
No.
So Norwell on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
A sidewalk to the sea. So they figured out that
Recreation?
sidewalks are not allowed by CPA.
Yeah.
So they call it a pathwalk. And needless to say, the SJC ruled. Are you nuts?
Just changing the name.
Okay, so next meeting will be on Thursday, February 15th. Bids are in on, or sub-bids are in on the 14th, and we're all set here. Motion to adjourn.
So,
And
move.
the second?
second.
All in favor?
A friend of mine says,
Aye.
I.
Thank you. Good night.